Oh, good morning, Mana community. Here in Sweden right now it's morning, Sunday morning. Nice summer Sunday morning, and I'm sitting at the balcony eating my breakfast. So you caught me here in the middle of food. Seriously, I thought it was an interesting video that I discovered through Matthew Smith. A video created by someone called Canadian Studmuffin. Love that name. Real name Larry Graves, and I don't know, some kind of a comedian at YouTube. I don't know, but he made an interesting video where he picked 30 names out of rock history, pop and rock history, and did some ratings of them, review and ratings of them. And Matthew Smith did a response, and I loved both their answers, and I'll leave a link to both of these videos in the description area. And I felt like, since I thought this was such a great idea, I don't think this is meant to be a thread at all, but it might have turned into one. So I thought that I would do my response also, even if many of these artists are artists and bands that I normally don't listen to. I really like the idea. So let me take this beautiful Sunday morning to give you my results. The results of the 30 bands review from the Sundsvall jury. As I would say in the Eurovision Song Contest. No, but I've taken the time to do my ratings of these 30 bands, and I will give them right now to you. Let's start before this video goes on forever. And it's starting pretty good. Best bands, in my opinion, is at the top. So if anybody, I hope no one gets offended by my opinions. It's just opinions, and many of these bands are bands that I don't like, and but someone else likes it. That's the way life goes. But starting with perhaps the best that this list has, Chicago. I think anybody who has watched my videos knows that Chicago is one of my favorite bands. So it's absolutely no surprise I give it a 10 out of 10. Because that was the ratings was from 1, on my case 0 to 10, and I love both the early version of Chicago, the 70s version, the 80s version, the more commercial ones. So I like almost everything by Chicago. So for me, I really love the vocalists. Robert Lamb, Pete Cetera, and so on. I love all of them. And I love the horns. I love the funk, the beat, everything. So Chicago, 10 out of 10. Korn was next, and not my kind. I have a hard time listening to this kind of alternative rock bands, this kind of hardcore alternative bands. So definitely a 0 for me. 10cc. I love 10cc with some exceptions. I can't stand Dreadlock Holiday, but with a few exceptions, I love 10cc. You have seen me showing a lot of 10cc records, so I give them a 9 out of 10. The Cars, a band that is part of the 80s that I love very, very much. I love their 80s albums very much. I haven't listened all that much to their 70s stuff, So I'm a little bit unknown to that. So just because I'm a little bit unknown to their early stuff, I give them an 8 out of 10. But if I would listen more to it and I love it, it might be turn out to a higher rating. But right now, 8 out of 10 for the chorus. Blondie is a band that I have discovered just recently how good they were. Well, I have liked some songs very much, but I have really started to enjoy them a lot more now when I'm starting to dig the 70s. They have some weak points. I have a hard time listening to Denise. I think that is a way too cheesy song, and Tide is High. I never liked that one. So they have their their the point in their career where they were not all that good, but overall I love their mix with the rock and the new wave. I love the Debbie Harris energy, and I give them a 7 out of 10. Then comes to a band that I love very much, Pretenders. Always loved Chris Hine's voice, very mature voice, and I love. I know that both Matthew Smith and Larry Graves had trouble with their later material, but I love almost everything by the Pretenders. I love Night in My Veins from 94. I love that song. I love much from their Get Close album from 1987, so I give them a 10 out of 10. Todd Runngren, man that I don't know all that much about. Not listen all that much, and there are some artists that I won't rate because I haven't listened on them too much to give a full justified rating. And I love Todd Rundgren's song I Saw the Light. I think that is a fantastic song. But I don't know if that song is typical for his kind of music, so I won't give a real rating on him. Sex Pistols, I definitely don't like punk music. I have no interest in Sex Pistols music, so I give that one a 0. Boston, another band that I have barely listened to. I've heard the song Amanda from 1986. It's an okay song. Otherwise, I've listened way too little on Boston, so I won't give them a rating. Joni Mitchell is an artist that if this was the 60s, I would give it a much lower point, and this would have been 10 years ago. But I started to become interested in Joni Mitchell's 70s catalog, and I might wind up buying one of her 70s records sooner or later. But overall, I give her a 6 out of 10. Deep Purple, I said in my Q&A, I love Deep Purple. I love their beat. I love their melodies very much. So one of few heavy metal bands that I actually do like, or hard rock band, no matter what you say. But I love Deep Purple, and I give them an 8 out of 10. Green Day. I remember in 1994 when this post-punk era began, 90s punk era began, and when Basket Case came, I couldn't stand it. I thought it was horrible, and it didn't become better through the years with American Idiot, that I also thought was, what the hell is this? I'm sorry, I know that many of you like Green Day. I know that Vinyl Potato Live in Green Day. Sorry, but I can't stand Green Day. I have a very hard time listening to them. It's not my cup of tea, so 0. Jefferson Airplane. I like Starship way better. It's a little too much flower power for my taste. Hard time listening to those melodies. It's filled with some kind of fantasy, the melodies. I give them that. But not my cup of tea. I give them 2 out of 10. Def Leppard. A little trouble choosing there because I always thought Def Leppard sounds so overproduced. I hard time listening to their fat production, and then I don't know. Sounds a little bit cheesy for me, but they've done some great songs. Let's Get Rocked. It's a great song. They've done some great songs. So I give them a 5 out of 10. Iron Maiden, definitely not my cup of tea. That's kind of heavy metal that I have hard time listening to. Bruce Dickinson's voice. If you want a singer that sounds like he's standing in a cold shower for 1 hour, it might be Bruce Dickinson. I can't stand him. I give him a 0. I'm a soul and synth pop guy. What do you expect? Smashing Pumpkins, flash out of the grunge era, no, I like Disarm. I think Disarm is a great song. I always like that, but I hard time listening to Billy Corgan's voice. I think that is so annoying and irritating voice. I can't stand it. I think he's doing a whole lot better right now, in my opinion, when he's a minority owner and authority figure on screen on wrestling, on the Wrestling Federation TNA Impact. But as a musician, I give them a 3 out of 10 for Disarm. Motley Crue have done some great songs. Smoking in the Boys' Room, great song, and they've done some ballads that is okay. Overall, not my real cup of tea, but I give them a 5. Sly The Family Stone, of course, as a fan of older funk and soul. I don't own a Sly and Family Stone album yet. I haven't been listening all that much, but what I've heard, I have liked pretty good. And If You Want Me to Stay, great song. I love that song. I give them a 7 out of 10. They're funky and they're great. Devo is a band that I heard pretty much one song, and that's Whip It. And I love that song. I think it's a very funny and very odd special song. And I'm a little bit of a fan of odd and special songs. I don't know if I'm going to give. I haven't listened all that much to them, so it's very close that I won't give a rating on them. But I give them a 5 out of 10 for Whip It. INXS, or as a Swedish TV announcer here in '91 pronounced them, Inks. I think they've done some very great songs. They have some periods where they were a little bit boring. Kick album, not my cup of tea, and after 93, 94, I think they became a bit stale. But the early part is really good. I love their earliest albums, and I love the Live Baby Live album. I think that is one of the best live albums. I love the X album. So overall, I think they're a good band, so I give them a 7 out of 10. Hawkwind is one of these bands that I can't give a rating because I barely haven't heard. I heard of the band, but I haven't heard one song of them, so I don't know anything about them. I guess they're some kind of a heavy metal band, but I can't give any rating. I have barely heard a song by them. Heart, unlike Larry Graves, I love Heart's more commercial period. I think they were great. I love the songs. I love the dramatic rock ballads that they did. These Dreams, What About Love? Love that song. Never, awesome song. And of course, All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You, childhood memory. So I love Heart. I haven't listened all that much to the 70s material. I have one single by them, but and it's a good one. But I give them an 8 out of 10. If I listen more into their 70s stuff, I might give them a higher rating if I like it. The Monkees, now we're into these typical 60s bands. It's not my cup. I'm not going to say that it's a bit bad. It's okay, but goes in here and out here. It's not something that stays in my mind. So, but pretty okay. 5 out of 10. XTC, great band. I love Andy Partridge's voice. Always have. Love their British indie rock style. They've done so many great songs and albums, and Mayor Simpleton, All You Pretty Girls, love those songs. So I'm gonna give them an 8 out of 10. The Police, I said it before, I'm much more fan of Sting as a solo artist. Police I find a bit boring. I loved Every Breath You Take when I heard it, but yeah, I've heard it way too many times, so right now I feel like I can't stand it anymore. But it's well produced. It's good radio music, but not something that I feel it's important or interesting. So I gave them a 5 out of 10. I'm pretty nice to Police then. Squeeze is a band I've been trying to enjoy very much. They have done some great songs in their earliest part during the 70s. There are some songs from 1978 that I love very much, and I'm trying to get hold of their first album. Their 80s, later and 80s part I've been trying to enjoy, but I found it pretty boring. Not all that interesting. But they've done some great songs, but they also done a whole lot of boring songs in my opinion. So I give them a 5 out of 10. Van Halen, and I'm one of the few that prefers the songs made by Sammy Hagar during the Sammy Hagar era. 5150 is a great album. Why Can't This Be Love? I love that song, and they've done some great songs during that era. Jump was a great song when it came, a little overplayed, or should I say a lot overplayed. But I give them a 6 out of 10. Supertramp is, in my opinion, one of the most overrated bands. Definitely overproduced. It's well made, but it's very, very boring in my opinion. So I think maybe one of the most boring bands, and I have a hard time listening to his voice, the singer's voice. So I give them a 2 out of 10. James Brown, I know as a funk and soul fan, I should like James Brown. He has an energy that is impressive. I love Living in America, and the production is pretty good. But I don't know. I have a hard time listening to James Brown overall, because he gives too much. He hard time listening to his screaming and his yelling and all that kind of stuff. I have hard time listening to that one, and some of the songs are pretty stale in my opinion, and I prefer a little more smoother stuff. So no big James Brown fan. I give him a 4 out of 10. And finally, a band called Our Lady Peace that I've heard in Swedish radio during the 90s and early 00s, and they haven't impressed me one bit. Uninteresting alternative rock, I think. I give them a 0 out of 10. So with that, I hope that you and Larry and Matthew have enjoyed my little walk through these bands this great Sunday morning. I'm going to continue to enjoy, and I hope that you and everybody else here at YouTube and the vinyl community have a really nice continuing of summer and vacation. So until next time, take care and bye bye.